And now finishing us for the first set, we've got a social media strategist by the name of Abbie McGilvery. Abbie, let's welcome her.
I'm tall. Thank you. That was perfect. Thank you. So I'm Abbie. I'm a social media strategist. What comes along with that job is that I have to be really social. So one of the things I have to do is I have to go to a lot of networking events and get to know a lot of people. And I had been watching this girl from afar for a while. She was the kind of girl that makes my skin crawl. She's the kind of girl that gets every drink for free, but not because she's really good looking, but just because she finds that one guy in the room that she can feed on. She's the kind of girl that puts her hand on guys' chests or their arms just for a little too long. The kind of girl that when I walk into the room and I go to the other side of the room because I want nothing to do with someone so disgusting and so weird and so crazy. So I'm at an event one night, and I hadn't been out for a while. There was a little bit of a tragedy in my life, and I hadn't gone out for a while, and I finally got the courage up to go out. And I'm standing around with a few of my friends, and there's a photographer that goes around taking lots of pictures to put up on social media channels and tags people. And I'm standing with a few of my friends, and suddenly, there she is in the back of my photo. Yeah, no. That doesn't work for me. See, I am doing everything I can to keep you out of my life and out of my reputation. That does not work for me. So I turn around. And I said to her, nobody invited you. Nobody wanted you in the picture. Nobody invited you. So I turn around and my friends are looking at me with these giant eyes like, who is this woman that just came out? Never seen her before. But I was like, dude, she's crazy. Like, everybody in here knows she's nuts. And I'm just the one that's saying what everybody else is thinking, right? So a few weeks later, I was invited to speak at an event and go and talk about social media and the fear that a lot of us have about social media and being vulnerable and talking about our stories and all that. So I'm there, and I'm in front of a group of people like you, and I'm in my groove. I'm talking about, the fear, and everybody's sharing their stories and their ideas. And I see out of the corner of my eye a floppy hat and blonde hair walk in, and there she is. And she sat in the back and proceeded to heckle me. You should really practice what you preach, she hollered in the back. Kindness is something you do all the time, she was yelling. And I did everything I could, and I ignored her, and I stood in my power, and I looked at my people, and I delivered my speech, and I got through it, and I said what I needed to say. But inside, I was boiling. How dare she? How dare she show up here and try to do this? And I was not having that. So I was like, well, I'm going to be professional about it, and I'll just let people leave and let people go. So they did. And she hung around. So I walked up to her, and I took a deep breath. And I stood in my power, and I said, I don't know who you think you are, but how dare you show up here and try to humiliate me like this? I'm here taking care of all these people, and this is what you choose to do? You choose to come here and humiliate me and try to make a fool out of me? How dare you do that? You're a bitch. How dare you do that? And just because, I wanted to get that extra, like cherry on the top of the dessert, I took off her hat and I threw it on the ground. And I turned around and I saw those big eyes again. And I drove home and I told my friend about it. And she said, you owe her an apology, right? And she was absolutely right. Because I was the one that turned into that girl that I loathe, that girl that I hate, that humiliates other people. And I had started it. I had humiliated her first. And the next time I saw her, I gave her that apology. And I meant it from the bottom of my heart. Because I don't ever want to make people feel that way. Thank you.